What I'm very sure is some of our stakeholders, they do certain things at times they are not informed. They are not informed because the faith-based organizations have already dialogued with the government and the ministry, and all these things have been sorted out. I have, there is already, was resolved by the faith-based organization, is that the faith-based organizations will be allowed to charge fees in order to meet the unmet costs until government is able to fully fund the educational costs for all students. This one is one of the items that we agreed upon in the memorandum as faith-based organizations together, the Anglicans, the Pentecostals, the Roman Catholics, and then the Muslims. This document, the Attorney General has written this document and given this letter. He has reminded His Excellency the President. And then the copies are given to the First Lady, Honorable Minister of Finance, so many copies. So at times, some of our leaders in our respective offices, they are not informed. They handle things without consultation. So, but we are not scared. As faith-based organizations, we shall continue to remind, we shall continue to dialogue with all stakeholders in the education sector to ensure that they allow the foundation bodies to make sure that they have an input in their schools. You know, we have teachers in all our church-founded schools, some teachers who are not on payroll, and yet the government is emphasizing science teaching. You go in certain areas, you go up there, you can't get a science teacher. But there are science teachers who are there who are not on payroll. So the head teachers and the parents, they bring these people, these children of ours who are not on payroll, but they are science teachers. They do the teaching, and then they are paid on PTA. Even when the head teacher here was presenting the list of staff, we have some staff here who are being paid on PTA. We have the developments that the government cannot actually do now that are being actually handled by other PTA funds. So how can we survive without this? There are some schools without toilets. Should the foundation body now sit down and say the government will get facilities money so that we put toilets in place? Where will the students, the children go in primary schools? So parents come together, so can't we put a toilet here? They contribute some money, put a toilet, a facility that helps our children. So I think as a bishop, I know the policy of not actually paying anything is a good policy. But the timing now, where the government cannot actually afford to cater for every sector. So that's why the faith-based organizations agreed with the ministry that yes, we shall be allowed to contribute some money until a time when the government will be able to fully fund. That one we have not refused that the government to fund, that's okay. When it will be able, then things will be going on very well. My brothers and sisters, I want to let you know that as some speakers have told you, we are in the transition. The Diocese of Mbale is in the transition. And for us in the church, these transitions, they don't actually come by accident. They are always known and earmarked. You know, the day you enter, you know the day that you will end, the active ministry. So that's why I want to convey the appreciation of my family, my wife and children. We are very glad. You know, beginning, beginning well and ending well. It is not something that is very easy. You know, you can imagine if you in your home, just your homestead, a man or with your wife, you are troubled with just a homestead. But you can imagine a bishop who is in charge of 5 districts, where the city is also inclusive. So that's why you see that you become developing a bald head, the gray hair begins to come because you can't sleep. You are thinking every, you know at times when I even at night when I'm sleeping around 2, 3, you know, when the concept comes, I put a paper. There is my book and a pen there. You know, when the concept comes, I raise up quickly because I may forget. I raise up very quickly and then I note that concept of the paper. Then I go back to. So the following morning, when I follow this up, you see something coming out very well. So in a situation where you can't even sleep, you really need to retire from this active business. You know, for us in Bari Diocese, the beauty that we have is we have sitting bishop and standing bishops. So I'm also looking forward at that time when I can also be a standing bishop. You know, when you are a standing bishop, a sitting bishop who is sitting on fire was no, please help me there. No, okay. We don't have we are not lamenting. We are not scared. We know God who used us. You know, somebody who never dreamed that you will be a bishop. But if God can assign you the responsibility and you are a bishop, an active bishop for 5 years without any challenge, without any interruption, you really see the grace of God. Amen. For us, we have seen the grace of God in all this, and for us, we are happily and anxiously waiting for that day when we shall also hand over the pastoral staff to the 9th bishop. Because for me, I'm the 8th bishop. I will hand over the staff to the 9th bishop, and that will be in January next year. That's why in January next year, for me, I will not have time to move around to say bye. That's why we are doing it now. For Archbishop consents with my day, it will be on 27th January 2027. If the Archbishop endorses that day. And if I hand over the staff on 27th January 2027, then I will have retired early for about 3 days early. You know, I'm born on the 30th January 1962. So if I hand over the staff on 27th, then I will have retired early for how many days? I will have left 3 days. Early retirement.